the first ticks coming up straight up on your screens now. So 22,000 plus on the Nifty. That's good. 22,008 or so is where the Nifty is starting at. The Sensex is starting at 72,660 or so. So these are decent starting levels. I mean, in line with what the GIFT Nifty, etc., were indicating earlier in the day. Bank Nifty is starting about 0.8 higher. That's a 400-point pop. 46,710 is where the Nifty Bank is at. Mid-cap index starts at about 46,500, and which is about 1% higher. And I think a similar kind of start on the small-cap index as well, with a 1.5% pop. But stocks now and more rates. Sonia standing back. Sonia.
Well, thanks a lot for that. So, straight to individual stocks now. You have TVS Motor, where the company has approved that issue of bonus preference shares. So TVS Motor is up almost about 1.5%. The street is taking it very well. Apart from that, you have Wockhardt, which will be launching a QIP to raise funds. So Wockhardt has been in the news. 3.5% higher on that stock. Volumes are also picking up on Wockhardt. RVNL, as I mentioned a while back, has emerged as the lowest bidder for an electric traction system project. RVNL now up almost about 3.5%. A lot of interesting brokerage reports this morning. I want to take it to Avenue Supermarts, 2% higher. CLSA has initiated a buy with a target price of 5,107, big upside to the current market price. They talk about a huge potential, and the market is, still quite unorganized. Let's go to Motilal Oswal Financial, where MK has initiated a buy with a target price of 2,000 rupees on the stock, 2.5% higher on Motilal Oswal. BSE Investec has upgraded BSE to a buy from a hold. They have a target price of 2,800 rupees on the stock, so that stock is up 4%, charging ahead this morning. Then you have Prince Pipe. The company will be acquiring a bathware brand called Aquil and they'll acquire the plant as well, which is located in Gujarat for 55 crores. So Prince Pipes is up almost about 1.5%. All in all, you'd have to say a great start to trade. 166 points higher, hanging on to 22,000. Here you have the big leadership for the market this morning, coming in from banks, up 400 points. But the most important part is whether this is something that is sustainable, right? Because this is a market that has been a sell-on rally for a while. Let's see if this level holds. Back to you.
All right. Well, the banking stocks, they're doing well. And the Nifty Bank has opened up and it's crossed the 50 DMA. So one hurdle's out of the way, the 46,450 odd mark. Now, all eyes on the 20 DMA, which comes in at around 46,933 odd. And when, the Fed sounds more dovish than hawkish, then you have two sectors that do well. One is the Nifty IT index, so that's opened up well in the green. And the second one is the metal index as well. That one as well has bounced back in today's trading session. In NMDC, we had Citi that was sounding fairly cautious out there. There were some reports that indicated overnight that NMDC could have trimmed down on their prices, and that was more or less anticipated because we had global iron ore prices that corrected from around $130 per ton to around $105 per ton. We'll try to get you the exact quantum, but for the time being, that stock as well has opened up well in the green. In terms of stocks that are moving around today, well, top volume movers, you have Ujjivan that's up close to 4.5%. You have SAIL as well that's popped up close to around 4%, and PFC. Keep in mind, some of these stocks have seen a fair bit of correction from the top. Zomato is bucking the trend. In fact, yesterday it ended at the high point of the day. Today as well, that's opened up with a gain of around 2.5%. And BHEL, well, that's another stock that's done quite well. So it's a good start. The Nifty has opened above the 22,000 odd mark. The Nifty Bank has taken out the 50 DMA. Can both these two key indices get to the 20 DMA? That's going to be the key trigger from the bullish perspective. Prashant?
So good start, right? 170 points on the Nifty, 22,000 plus is where we are at. Just a few other names. Bharat Dynamics is up, starting about 2.6% in the green. Stock that's BDL, that's about 1665 or so. PFC, RVNL, I mean, actually, there's a lot of PSUs, right? SAIL, BHEL, RVNL, PFC, NALCO, BDL, Bank of India, HUDCO. These are all, I mean, actually, the top 7-8 volume-led gainers are all public sector stocks. A variety of different sectors, but they're all PSU names here. JSW Infra is another one which is starting about 3.5% higher. Rico Auto has done phenomenally well in the recent past, last 6 months. 6% on Rico Auto is coming up with volumes. So we are highlighting that. Motilal Oswal, Sud was talking about that, but volumes are decent. Price is nothing. I mean, it's starting about 0.5% higher. Rate gain had a order win, I think, in the morning. We put that out, 2.5% higher on rate gain. But that's about it. So I think we'll give it, a minute, 2 minutes more, and then we'll come back to it. Market breadth is very, very strong. 10:1. 10:1 in favor of advances. But these are just starting kind of values. Praj is down 1%, is the largest volume-led pullback, which is 1% after yesterday's 10% rally that we had. Britannia and Nestle are down 0.5% and 0.6%. Again, on the downside, nothing in terms of volumes. Rainbow Hospitals, that saw a big 7-8% move yesterday. That's down about 1%. So, GPT Health was another big mover yesterday. That's down about 1.25% or so. So, a little bit here and there, but volumes are yet to pick up, especially on stocks which are on the downside. Sonia.
I just want to mention, Motilal Oswal put out a report on Reliance where they have reiterated their buy rating on the stock with a target price of 3,200. They speak about how the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy recently announces its plans to set up 2 hydrogen hubs in India by FY26. They are providing incentives to set up those hydrogen hubs as well. And both these announcements are key milestones towards the government's vision to develop a strong green hydrogen ecosystem. So they believe that this could sort of aid Reliance further. So Reliance is one stock. The other stock that they like is Gland Pharma, where they have a 32% upside on Gland Pharma, Motilal Oswal. They have a buy, and they say that valuations are very attractive at the moment.
All right. Interesting names there, Sonia. We'll track them. Markets, of course, still holding with a 160-odd point higher start.